Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about what changed my life. The choice and the discovery that I made, the investigation that I took that changed my life. I want to share my awakening story with you guys. This is going to be probably a two-part, maybe three-part video. So I first want to start with some background information, and I encourage you to listen, because whether you have set out on this journey, you are looking for a way to escape the matrix, you're looking for your wholeness that you just can't seem to find, the fulfillment that you keep searching for, and you just don't know where to look. Or maybe you're on an awakening journey and you're struggling. Or maybe you are fully awakened to truth. No matter where you stand in this discovery or on this path, this pathless path, I encourage you to watch. I'm going to be sharing my story. I would love to hear many of your guys' stories as well too. No matter who you are or where you stand, the comments are an open journal for us all. I have big plans in the future to engage with and build more of a community, talk and share and help others awaken from this material world. But first, I want to share where I started. Like I said, this is going to be part one because it will just be too long. First, I just want to share that if you are new to this channel, I'm 32 years old. My name is Alex. I have a son and a girlfriend. I do plan to marry her, love her, love my family. Now when I share this with you, I want you to know that I am going to be seeming to share this as the perspective, as a believed person, as a believed body. But I'm just doing my best to present it to you with the vocabulary that I can. For my whole life, I believed to be an introvert. I've always known as a shy person. I definitely was always scared. I was always timid, and I was always more reserved. That was all the way through school, growing up, and even as of recently. But come to find out, what I actually was somebody who was living inside of an imaginary world. Somebody who grew up with a thought process of how life should be unfolding and how life is unfolding. One of the most common things that we do, I'm sure maybe you can relate, and that I did for many years, my whole life almost, was in a sense wear sunglasses that actually changed the color of reality when nothing was actually as the way that the sunglasses made it seem to be. So what I'm saying is, reality was one way, unchanging in truth, but I was wearing glasses, perceiving it from a different way, with expectations, with thought process, with a narrative, with stories. And the stories that I believed always seemed to be stories of doubt. They seemed to be stories of insecurity. They seemed to be stories of fear and anxiety. And I accepted that energy and that vibration for my whole life. Now, I don't want to go over every point of my life. It'll take too long. But I just wanted to give you that background information. But now I really want to arrive at What led me to this investigation of what I am and what we all are and the nature of reality, into consciousness itself? And what led me to starting these videos in this channel, this community? I can't pinpoint exactly when, and I can't pinpoint what caused it, but all I know is I entered a cycle for close to 3.5 years where I was suffering intense daily bodily pain. The bodily pain that I was suffering from would really manifest itself in my lower body, in my legs, and in my feet. At first, I thought that maybe I had injured myself working out, or at first I thought, well, because my job, it requires a lot of walking, maybe that's what's taking place. But the more and more that this pain continued, the more and more it presented itself that now there was a feeling inside of my chest. This feeling was of a fear or intense anxiety, a timidness. So now things started to seem a little goofy and seem a little weird, and I didn't know what was going on. Well, it escalated even more, and it got very, very intense. Some days were better than others. Some moments of the days were better than others. But it got to the point where I feared being in public. It got to the point where I was so trapped inside of my mind that I couldn't even hold a conversation with my family. It got to the point where I was in a pain, anxiety, fear cycle repeating itself day after day. I don't know if any of you are there or any of you have ever experienced that. I'm sure you have. Share down below. But it's not fun. It sucks. It really, really sucks. I know from experience. I wanted out so bad. I looked everywhere to get out. Nothing was seeming to help. And one of the biggest points that I want to make right now is nothing was seeming to help, because now that I understand truth, I was looking inside of the game. I was looking inside of the matrix for the escape. And that's not where the escape is. That's not where the place that you transcend is, from inside of the game, inside of the material world. You're not going to find it. You can't transcend that, the energy of accepting the matrix from the matrix. Sorry, I'm just reminiscing on how intense that used to be. I noticed I couldn't think straight. Everything that I believed I was seemed to come crashing down. And I didn't know what to do. It wasn't until I had searched almost every avenue that I stumbled upon videos on YouTube of Rupert Spira. And the more and more he spoke, the more and more I started to understand. At first I was like, what is this man talking about? But it intrigued me. One thing I can say is that, from my experiences, I never really even thought about my existence, about all of our existence. It is conventional thinking. It is the conditioning that leads you to believe that this world exists here prior to you, and you are a body trying to figure out life on this world. And you must suffer what this world has for you. That is what I believe. How do I figure out life? How do I accomplish more? How do I achieve more? How do I gain more money? How do I do this? I'm crumbling beneath the weight of this world. But see, if you actually dig deep, if you actually look into what everything is, reality itself, what your existence is, and are you really a body? Is this world really existing outside of you? That discovery, that investigation will lead to a profound understanding of life. That is where I am going to end it today. If you do end up watching part 2 of my awakening story that I will post here relatively soon, I'm going to tell you, if you are struggling, if you're going through struggles, if anything that I'm saying you have experienced or are experiencing, or you just want to escape the weight of this matrix, I encourage you to watch part 2, because I will continue deeper. I will share how my suffering cycle helped me grow. I will share how your suffering can lead to growth. I will share to how my fear and anxiety subsided naturally. And I will just get into much more that may be able to help you where you are standing on your awakening journey right now. So thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for listening to my story and my lessons. I appreciate it. I encourage you to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed this message, and I'll talk to you guys soon.